Hi guys and welcome to the trading show. This week we are gonna talk about
markets, serial market rises, our portfolio, good performance for volatility trading, tip of the week, trend following on Amazon, and the weekly rollovers.
And if you are interested in systematic trading, then subscribe to our channel. I am Francesco Placci, Head of R&D at Unger Academy. Let's start from the market overview to see together what happened during the week. Negative week for equity indices which retract slightly. In this chart we see the Nasdaq and we can see how we are still very close to all-time highs. So this is for the moment only a slight correction. As for the bond market, has been a quiet week. Negative returns for energy futures with the exception of natural gas, while the metal sector shows good performance, in particular for copper and platinum. More interesting to note are the returns of soft commodities, in particular coffee, which rises by more than 6.5%. But the strongest one is the cereal sector that shows even double-digit returns, in particular for bean oil and corn future. The sector showing the greatest weakness is that of cryptocurrencies, which I remind you had recently reached new all-time highs. In this chart we see Bitcoin losing more than 20% over the course of the week. On the volatility front, we obviously notice a slight increase due to the retracement of equity indices, but we are still at very low levels. In fact, we see fairly low historical volatility values, especially for American indexes, both in the short and long term. As regards the implied volatility, the situation is quite similar. The term structure is in contango. We still notice low values, although slight increase compared to the previous week. Looking at the VIX index, it has risen slightly over the last week, but it is at extremely low values if compared to those of the last 6 months. After seeing some key statistics on financial markets, and given the fact that automated traders also use this data to build their trading strategies, as usual, we will now take a look at our portfolio of trading strategies to see how systems have reacted to current market conditions.
Hi everyone, from Alessandro Danos and welcome to this new appointment with the analysis of our portfolio. This week I want to talk to you about volatility, and in particular I will show you two strategies on the VXX, which is an ETN. In this case we use a CFD because for us European clients we cannot trade on these markets because these kind of instruments are not harmonized, and so we use a CFD that is offered from interactive brokers. We can see that this strategy, the first strategy that I will show you, is a trend following strategy developed on 15 minutes time frame, and it enters just short in order to exploit the bias of this market, which is really negative and really bearish. This strategy is out of sample from 2015. So it is quite old and it is still performing quite well. And we can see that also during the last week the strategy managed to reach these two trades, of course with the short side, because as said the strategy enters just with short entries. And we can see, having a look at the strategy performance report, that the equity curve is quite good. Of course, during the pandemic, these kind of strategies that enters only short and the market were really bullish during that period, the strategy suffered a little bit, but then recovered very well and now is near its equity peaks. Also, looking at the annual period analysis, we can see that the annual profits are over $12,000 in 36 trades. And so we can say that the strategy managed to reach a profit of over 50% during this year. Because, as said, we entered on this strategy with a size of $25,000. Now we can move to the next strategy, which is quite similar to the last one. Also, this one enters only short, and we can see that also this strategy managed to reach a good trade during the last week. And in particular, we can see that the strategy entered short at this level and then closed the position when the market in profit, when the market reached the level of $9.85, avoiding the bullish movement made by the market in the next day, and we can see it here. So this was also a good trade, not so much for the entry level, but for the exit level, which was really perfect. We can also see here that the equity curve is pretty good, as said, is similar with the previous one, and also this strategy is near its equity peaks, and also here we can see the pandemic drawdown, we can say. This drawdown, of course, was due to the only short condition that rule this strategy, and we can say that during the pandemic the VIX index was pretty volatile and was pretty bullish, and so a strategy like this cannot perform well during this kind of period. Also here, looking at the annual period analysis, we can see we enter also here with a starting capital per trade of 25,000, and we can see that also this strategy managed to reach a profit of over 50% during this year. So I suggest you guys to use also this market for your trading strategy, because it is a very steady and consistent market.
Hi everyone, today we will continue analyzing the American stocks market, and in particular today we will concentrate on the Amazon stocks. I tried different approaches as usual, and I saw on Amazon different types of trading approaches were predefined. So in my opinion, it's possible to develop different types of trading approaches, both mean reverting and trend following. But so in this analysis, I then decided finally to just choose a very simple trading approach, and to let you to give you the possibility then to develop more in the details this kind of approach, and to change it according to your preferences. So basically what I did, I just created a price channel. So the upper band is created as the highest high of the latest 5 session, and the so the lower band is calculated as the lowest low of the latest 5 sessions. And then the strategy basically buys when there is the breakout of the upper band, and the position is closed then when the lower band is touched. So again, it's an only long approach, also because this kind of stock has a very strong bullish trend, so it's extremely difficult to find a good short approach. And the lower band in this case works like a trailing stop, so to keep the profits of the position, so to preserve a part of the profits of the position. And I optimized the length of the upper band, and finally I just decided to choose a very low value that is equal to 5, so we will buy on the highest high of the latest 5 session, and we will close the position as soon as the lowest low of the latest 5 session is touched. So this is the equity curve of the strategy. As you can see, it seems there is a quite good consistency all over the years, even if there are some bad periods like this one, or like this one, or like this one, or the very last period here. But in general, if we have a look to the annual period analysis, we can see most of the years are profitable, so this is a good starting point in my opinion. And the average trade looks quite acceptable, because it's $1,000 on $100,000 invested, so it's something like 1.4%. That for a very simple trigger is not that bad in my opinion, and it can be improved. By the way, I would try anyway to improve the strategy, because at the moment the drawdown is quite high, and we can see it has been touched different times. A very high net drawdown has been touched different times. So I would try anyway to improve furthermore this strategy, also to have an average trade that covers the drawdown more significantly.
Next week we have to roll over natural gas, gasoline and heating oil. And finally, at the end of the month, we have the settlement date of the Bitcoin future. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you want to learn more about the trading method we at Unger Academy use and teach our students, not to miss out on reading Andrea Unger's new book. It's called The Unger Method, the winning strategy of the 4-time world trading champion. And in it, Andrea explains step by step the trading method that let him win 4 World Cup trading championships, and that you too can use to improve your approach to the markets and achieve your trading goals. And the greatest thing is that now you can grab it for free by just paying for shipping and handling. In the book there is also a rich bonus area with links to videos reserved only for those who get the book. Don't miss the chance to take your trading to the next level. Click the link in this video and get your free copy of the Unger Method now. You pay only shipping and handling.